Hi friends, welcome to a MKS Tech Talks YouTube channel. So in our channel, we are planning a free DevOps training series. So by the end of this training, you will get advanced knowledge in the DevOps. So even if you don't have any basic knowledge, we are going to teach from basics. So here, these are the topics we are going to cover. The topics are we'll start the training with Linux basics. So Linux basics is the prerequisite to become the DevOps engineer. So due to this, by considering this, I'm going to start with Linux basics. And this Linux basics, we will have around 7 to 8 classes. So once we done with the Linux basics, then we'll cover the required DevOps training tools like Git, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Terraform. Then once we complete all these tools, then we'll start AWS Cloud, Amazon Web Services Cloud. So along with these DevOps tools, we need any one of the cloud platform. So we are going to cover AWS Cloud. Under AWS Cloud, we will cover around 8 to 9 services. So once we done with this training, we'll have interview question discussion and then resume preparation discussion. So here in this series, I'm going to upload weekly 3 to 4 videos continuously, and you will get around 55 to 60 total classes. So this is a very good opportunity for you to become a DevOps engineer. By the end of this course, you can crack any type of DevOps interviews. So to get all my updates, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, AMKS Tech Talks. So thank you. So we go to the EC2 instances. So here we can see we created one EC2 instance, right? So go to the dashboard. In the dashboard, we can see the instances. I have two instances. So these are the instances I have. So here, so Linux is the instance we created, right? Now here what I'm doing is it is in stopped state, okay? And we have to start the instance. To start the instance, select the instance, go to the instance state, start instance. So here always instance is nothing but virtual machine, virtual server. Now it is in running state. So once our instance is in running state, we can connect to the instance. So while connecting to the instance, here we have two ways. Okay, so now to connect to the instance, so we can use git bash. Okay, so this is one way. Using the git bash is one way. So connecting to an instance. Here one way is by using git bash. By using git bash. So we can use putty also, but mostly we are going to use git bash only in our practice. Okay. And the second way is directly from the console, from AWS console. So from AWS console also, we can connect to the instance. Now, so first of all, we see how can we connect to our instance from AWS console. Here, when we are going to prefer this AWS console connection is if I want to do a very short term work, so just I want to execute one or two commands. Okay, so in that case, no need to connect to the Git bash. Simply, once my instance is in running state, so what I can do is I can connect it from the AWS console, and I will do the practice. Okay, I will execute the required commands. So now, if you want to connect here, so select the instance, click on connect. Okay, and here you can see EC2 instance connect. Okay, so EC, the first option you have to select. Okay, so connected to the instance and EC2 instance connect. So here the username by default, as our instance is Ubuntu instance, by default username will be Ubuntu only. Here you can see, so Ubuntu is the instance. Okay, so now on the right bottom you can see connect option. So click on that, connect. So this is the instance. Okay, this is the server. What we are trying to do is, so we established a connection with our remote mission, remote virtual server. Okay, from our AWS console. So here we can execute all the Linux commands like ls. Okay, so present working directory. So all these things. Okay, so what are the commands? Linux commands we have, right? All the Linux commands will work here. So this is one way of connecting to the virtual server, cloud server from the AWS console. But we are not going to prefer this because to execute a few commands just to work for 5 to 10 minutes, it will be flexible. So if you want to do more practice, right? If you want to do more work on our Linux mission, then we are not going to prefer this way. Okay. So another way for establishing the connection is by using the Git bash. Okay. So this Git, if you use Git bash, it will be very much convenient. So to execute the commands. Okay. So that is the reason we are not going to prefer this method. And to work with the git bash, we have to install the git bash. Okay, so once we have git bash, then to establish the connection with the git bash, so we need .pem file. So if you remember, while creating the EC2 instance, we created one key pair. Okay, what is the key pair name we have given? So in our case, key pair name, this is the key pair name we have given. Okay, so mks 090525.pem. So this
Yeah.
pem file is
Let's see. I
okay.
am about to do. Yeah.
Okay, so this pem file is required to establish the connection from our local to the virtual machine. Okay, so how can we establish by using the git bash means? So here we have to install the git bash. Once git bash is available, we have to go to the folder where we have pem file. Okay, so to establish the connection by using git bash, so first of all we have to install the git bash. So install git bash. This is the first step we have to follow. So after this, so go to the folder where .pem file is available. Pem file is available. Okay, so we have to go to the folder where our .pem file is available. This is the key pair. So while creating the instance, we generated one key pair, right? So at that time, we will get this .pem file. Okay, so now this PEM file will be with our key pair name. Okay, so this is the second step we have to follow. So go to the folder where we have .pem file, and here don't select any file. Don't select any file. Don't select any file and do right click. Okay, so now go to the folder. Go to the folder and don't select any file. So without selecting any file, so do right click here. Okay. Um, just right click here and go to the show more options. And here you can see git bash here option. Okay. So click on git bash here. Okay. Now this window will be popped up. So here what we have to do is, so now we have to give our um, remote server a link. Okay, so how to get that one? So to get the remote server link, select the instance, So click on connect, and here select SSH client, third option, SSH client. So here what we are doing is we are trying to establish SSH connection, okay, secure shell connection from our local to the remote server. Okay, so for that, select the third option, that is SSH client. And here you can see one key. So copy this command, okay, and go to our terminal and do the right click, paste. Okay, and here click on enter. Click on enter. So yes, now we established connection. Okay, so you say Ubuntu. So Ubuntu is our username. This is the IP address. This is the IP address of our remote server. How can you see this IP address? So go to the remote server. So go to our instance and select the instance. So every instance will have public IP and private IP. So here you see, so we have public IP. So at the bottom you can see public IP address. So 3.109.155.18. So this public IP is not constant. Okay, so it will change whenever we restart the server, right? Whenever we restart our mission, our instance, so this public IP will change, whereas the private IP is not going to change. It will be like a fixed one. Okay, so even though if we restart the instance, this private IP is not going to change. So you can see here, so just see here. So what is the IP address given? 172.31.12.245. So this is the IP address, 172.31.12.245. This is the IP address. Okay. So means we connected to our virtual server, remote virtual server. Okay. So in this way, we can establish the connection from our local laptop to the virtual server. Okay, so where this virtual server is available? So this server is available in the Amazon Web Services Cloud, AWS Cloud. Okay, so we connected from our local to the AWS Cloud. So now, so on this window, right? So all the Linux commands will work. We can execute any Linux commands. So here, so clear is one of the command, one of the Linux command. So here, if you want to perform any activity, we have to execute command only. So through the commands only, we can perform any activity on this virtual machine. Okay, so that is what we have to do. So don't select any file and do right click. Okay, so do right click, then select git bash here, git bash here. Okay, and enter. Okay, so once you enter, you will get that this window. Okay, so on this window, what we have to do, we have to paste our temp file. Okay, so use the dot temp file link to connect to virtual machine. Okay, so this is the process, so we have to follow. Okay, so these are the different steps. So this is step 1 and this is step 2, then is the step 3, step 4. Okay, so Now we are able to access our virtual machine. This is the Linux machine, and we can execute the Linux commands now. So what are the Linux commands we have? So Linux commands here we can execute this now. So up to now we executed one command. What is the command we executed? So we executed clear command. We executed clear command. What this will do? It will clear the screen. It will clear the screen. Clear the screen. Okay. Now here, now if I want to check the list of files, I can use ls command. So I don't have any files. Ls is giving nothing. I'm not getting anything here. Okay. So what this ls command will do? It will show list of files. Okay. And so still I can use ls-ltr. So if I have any files, right? So for that files, if you want to get more details about the timestamp and who is the owner, okay? So all these details when the file got created. So if I need more details about the files, I can use, okay? So I can use this ls-ltr command. By using ls-ltr command, so we can get more details about our files. Okay. So as of now, we don't have any files. It is showing zero only. Okay. So ls-ltr, what this command will do? -ltr. So it will show more details about the files. Files like timestamp when the files got created. Okay. The owner detail, who is the owner of the file, like that. So we'll get more details about the files. Okay. And similarly, we have WHO. Okay, so who am I? Who am I? So what this command will do is it will show the current user. Current user. Okay, so who am I will show the current user. So we can see here who am I. You see, we are working with Ubuntu user. So why it is Ubuntu user? So if you remember, while logging in into our server, so the default user as our instance is Ubuntu instance. So the default user is Ubuntu user. So you can see here. So while logging in into our server, so what is the default user we are getting? Ubuntu is the default user we are getting. Okay. So that is the reason why. So when we execute, so who am I command? So we are getting Ubuntu means whatever the commands we are executing. So these commands will be executed with Ubuntu user. Okay. And now, so if you want to create directory, okay. So the command we can use is mkdir. Mkdir. So what this command will do to create the directory or folder. Okay, so if you want to create the directory or folder, I can use mkdir command. Okay, so as of now, I don't have anything. I don't have anything here. Okay, so that is the reason why I'm not getting, when we execute ls command, we are not getting anything. So here, what we are trying to do is we are trying to create the directory. So to create the directory, we can use so mkdir command. So mkdir directory one. So this is the name of the directory. Okay. So to create the directory, syntax is here. The syntax is so mkdir. So directory directory or folder, name of the folder we have to give. Okay. So So I'm giving the name of the folder as directory1. Directory1, otherwise give some name. So I'm giving the folder name. Tell me one name for the folder.
Maybe like May month only. May
Yeah.
director.
Yeah, so let's take. Okay. So I'm giving today's date, May 12. Okay. So this is the direct name I am using. May 12 is the directory name. Okay. So just try to execute this command. So what this command will do? So it will try to create one directory. Now check ls. So earlier when we execute ls command, we are not getting anything. So again execute ls command. You see, we got our directory. Okay, so ls command will list the files. So similarly, we have ls-ltr, right? So I execute this command. Earlier, when we execute ls-ltr, so it is showing 0. Now I'm going to execute this command ls-ltr. You see, it is showing our directory information. Okay, so this is the name of the directory, and this is a timestamp when we created the directory. Okay, so that information it is showing. So this date and time. So UTC time it is showing.
Yeah.
UTC time it
What
is showing.
about the total for one?
Okay, so I will discuss more about what is this to, what is Ubuntu, all these things in the coming sessions. Okay,
Okay.
so as of now, just remember this ls-ltr will provide more details about the files or directories. If you have files, that file details like when the file got created, what is the size? This one shows the size of the file. Okay, so who is the owner of the file? What is the permissions we have? Okay, so these things we will see. Okay,
Okay. The
um,
total four was there, right? What is?
yeah. Thank you for watching this video. Uh, for more videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, MKS Tech Talks. Please like and share this video. Thank you.